Hey guys, Kurt here of NK Garage, and today I was sitting outside my shed. This is my tool shed, my little workshop, and today we're going to do a workshop tool shed tour. So we're going to take a look at my setup inside. I did a little video when I first got the shed, probably about 2 years ago, and a lot of things have changed since then, a lot of improvements, and I think it's time we do an update. So we're going to do the tool shed tour, and then we got some packages in the mail. We got some gifts from some fellow YouTubers, from Resto Rob, and also from David from West Highlands. So we got a lot to cover today. So let's jump in, take a look. We'll give you guys the quick tour, and then we'll do a little bit of a mail call. So obviously this is the shed. It's 12 feet wide by 8 feet deep. I got my vintage wrenches on the wall because what would it be without that? And then I got my little sitting area. Got this dump truck that came out of the dump, and I got my old vintage milk jugs. Those actually came off a job site several years ago. Somebody was just getting rid of them. So let's go in. Let's take a look. All right, guys, welcome inside. This is my comfy little tool shed. First thing you'll see, I got my snap-on double stack 1980s tool chest. This was a tool haul from a while back, probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And I bought this and I instantly knew I needed it for the tool shed. It's a good toolbox, you know, it's a little dirty. It's definitely old, it's vintage, but it definitely does the job. So we'll give you guys a quick little tool tour. We're not going to go over individual pieces or anything like that. We'll just show you what I got inside. Up top, this is just bonus storage, some projects that I want to work on. I got some old wood planes and woodworking tools up there, an old vise, just stuff that I'm going to get around to doing restoring and cleaning up eventually, but kind of just hiding that up there for now. This is my miscellaneous drawer. I don't really keep much in here, just some little personal stuff. I got my church key collection in here. I kind of took that from George. I got this little turtle. He hangs out. And just some personal stuff, some charging cables. Punches and chisels, nothing crazy, just basic stuff. You know, I got some SK, Proto, Mayhew, good brands, you know. Next up is the picks drawer. This one's kind of lacking. This was a custom job that we did on the first lathe we had. This was a Craftsman professional screwdriver that when I got it, the tip was broken off. So we turned it down and turned it into a scratch-all. Use it as a pick, scratch-all, whatever you want, scribe. And then I just got some cheap stuff in here. Diagnostics, that's something I just kind of put a general name on it. I do have an OBD2 scanner in here. I got a little jump pack for the lawnmower, motorcycle, whatever. Voltmeter, Craftsman multimeter. This is just a electrical, you know, surge protector, multi-plug. And I got a kilowatt. If you guys watch Scout Crafter, you know how useful these things can be. So I don't use it too much, but, you know, they are useful to have. See what kind of power you're drawing. Allen and Torx, pretty basic. You know, I got a bunch of miscellaneous. That all came with the box. So I kind of just left it in there. And then we got a couple little sets, metric, SAE. Files, we do get a lot of files, so I kind of just have a lot thrown in here. I haven't really gone around to organizing them or cleaning them up or anything, but, you know, files are files. Measurement gauges, stuff like that. This is a Blue Point digital caliper. I got a little LS Starrett micrometer in here. Some tape measures, like some cool ones, like this little round Wizard Junior. I get the little Hubert, kind of like stuff like that, and a bunch of feeler gauges, tire pressure stuff, all that kind of stuff. This drawer is kind of a junk drawer. I call it scrapers and blades. When I got that woodworking chest a while back, I kind of threw a bunch of turning tools in here in case I ever get a wood turning lathe. Just scrapers, razor knives, sanding stuff. It's just a parts cleaning brush and whatnot. Basic stuff, like I said, kind of a junk drawer. This one, it's labeled specialty wrenches, but I kind of have transferred this into my Craftsman collection. This is just the SAE I keep my combination wrenches on the wall. We'll check those out later, but this is all of my special Craftsman collection. So we got double open wrenches here. Everything in here is USA made, by the way, except for the Sears collection. So double open SAE, pretty much a full set. I got a set of Craftsman vanadium double open over here. Then I have a second set of Craftsman vanadium. These ones are even older, so these ones have the C1 stamp on the back right there. But this other set does not. I don't know how well we're going to be able to see. It just says forged in USA on the back. I got to clean up these. I got a lot of stuff in here I've been, neglected to work on. Got a Soltis wrench set I'm working on. Some old tappet wrenches. A little bit of miscellaneous. My double box is over here. So we have the offset angles over here and the slider offset over here. I got a couple of line wrenches in the back, the speed wrenches, some stubby double box, and then here's my collection of Craftsman vanadium double box, some stubby and non-stubby. I did get some from the Jacktown tool hole. I just haven't brought them home yet, so I'll be able to get some extras in this. And then we have the Sears stuff. So this is a Sears combination wrench, 9/16, BF Japan. And then from Jacktown, I got the vinyl pouch set of the double open for SAE. So nice Sears. I like this kind of stuff. It's all just collecting. The next drawer is all of the metric stuff that I've been collecting. Metric's harder to find, so obviously a little bit more limited in here. Speeder wrenches, probably half, maybe a little bit more than that of a set. We got some double box, just like I said before. I got the offset and the slight offset, double open, and a couple of ratcheting wrenches. A lot to do on this one. There's a lot more coming. 3/8 drive sockets. I need to do some better organization in here. Kind of messy, but all the sockets, the chrome sockets, are Craftsman. I am a big Craftsman guy, so that's going to be a big part of this. We got 8-point here, metric and shallow. So we got 6-point and 12-point of that on rails in here. Craftsman speeder. I do have a plum ratchet in here. Got this at the flea market a few weeks ago. And I'm going to start collecting the plum tools. SAE sockets in this little thing down here. We got some Phillips and other screwdriver bit sockets, all Craftsman. Just kind of putting that together. Eventually I got to get a holder. Extensions, here's a little SK1, a little piece that stands out. This is a Bonnie. It's a wobble extension. So when I get a Craftsman one, I'll probably pass that on to Resto Rob. These are KD triple square bits. You can just put those in the socket or use them with a wrench, however you want. I do have a Volkswagen, so I kind of keep those here. Specialty sensor sockets over here, spark plug sockets. We have some Torx and some Allen. These are a mix, but most of this stuff is the Master Force from Menards, but I got those at the flea market. Let's pull out the ratchets and take a look at the Craftsman ratchet collection. Alright guys, this is 16 Craftsman USA ratchets. I decided to start collecting these probably about 1.5 years ago, and every single one of these ratchets is different in one way or another. They're all different part numbers or series. On the bottom line, these are all the round head fine tooth. These are hard to find. The rarest one of them all, in my opinion, is this one with the pointed A. So most modern Craftsman tools have the barn style top with the flat A, but the pointed A is the older stuff. I think that means it's from the late 50s or late 60s. Can't remember exactly. So this is an original double line V series, which is patent pending. So this is the generation 1 of this style ratchet, the type 1. So they're very hard to find. Got it at the flea market, and I will not be getting rid of it. I got 2 more examples of that same ratchet with the patent numbers on them and the part number. And I can't remember, the difference between these two is one is double line and the other one is flat. Looks like we have a visitor. My father's out here riding his 1971 Yamaha little dirt bike. It's a 2-stroke. He likes to just drive by. He lives 2 houses down the street, and he just shows up sometimes, rides around. Let's see if he wants to say hello. And he's out, so he's fun. He likes to ride around on that. We got a bunch of the quick release style, different generations. This one is the box head style, mid 50s I think, or early 50s, double line V. And the flex heads over here, I got quite a few of them. One of the coolest ones is the butterfly switch selector one with the flat face here. Also double line V series. I'm not going to go through them all individually, but you kind of get the gist that I'm a little bit of a hoarder here. We'll move on. We'll go to the screwdriver drawer. A lot of the screwdrivers I have in here are actually Mac tools, and that's because when I found the Mac tools guy that was offloading all of his inventory because he was retired, I bought a lot of screwdrivers from him because he was just giving them away at super discount. And they're great screwdrivers, so most of the collection in here is the Mac. Coolest one of the Mac is going to be this guy, the SBDR13. So I believe that means that this is a 13-inch ratcheting magnetic bit screwdriver. So it goes in both directions. You can also lock it to non-ratchet mode. And there's a bunch of bits in here. Oh, there's the rest of the bits. So you got Phillips, Torx, flathead, little 1/4-inch drive. Pretty good screwdriver. I got a couple other pieces in here. These two are rigid. Somehow I got into collecting these. Looking for the logo, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see rigid here. So I only have 2 of them for now, but that's kind of a collection that I'll be working on. Then this is Do It Best, little, just funny little thing. I used to go to the Dill's Best hardware store, and they had these, so I collect these. I don't have very many of them. And then these 2 are both Pratt Reed. So Pratt Reed USA, who used to make screwdrivers for Craftsman. So did Western Forge, but Pratt Reed did as well. This is my hammer and miscellaneous drawer. Some of these are just users, some of them are collections. I got some SK pry bars in the back. A couple of big ones here. Nice SK stuff. Craftsman. Just a pickle fork. Some random stuff. Some older Craftsman I find time to time. Craftsman here. This one is a plum. This I got from Sears before they shut down. I love the all steel handle hammers. This I believe I bought from the Tool Bandit. It's a Stanley tack hammer. This is another Craftsman. I think I got that one at Jacktown. This one is a Sears. Hard to read. I got to clean all this stuff up, but it's a Sears claw hammer. Got my Craftsman torque wrench in here. And just some other miscellaneous stuff. This is my pliers, but this is kind of like an overflow kind of thing, because I have pliers on the wall and then I have pliers in here. Snap ring, retaining ring pliers are over here, along with this fuse puller. I got a couple pairs of Klein pliers in here, the older Klein stuff. This is just a funny pair of scissors that I picked up, and I just think they're funny, so I keep them around. Some old channel lock stuff. Just kind of some miscellaneous in here, like this is Red Devil. This is just a razor blade cutter. Tin snips, got some Williams, it's a crimper tool, Exolite, and a Dunlap. This is where I hide all of the adjustable wrenches that I have a problem of hoarding. Most of these, there are a couple in here that I actually am going to be passing on. Like this crescent isn't really supposed to be in here. But the majority of this is all brands that I have just one of. Like weird brands, off brands, Electrolyte, Armstrong. This is Pexto. This is the Better Grip That's a J.P. Danielson. H. Boker. This one is a Crowder. W.M. Hajdorf & Co. Stanley Handyman. This one is Automatic Transmission Co. Channel Lock. Billings and Spencer. Sears. Craftsman Evolve series. Bonnicon. Sparta. Rigid. Mac. Scholler. This one is labeled up here, but it's Hunter Tools. Exolite. Barkalow Buffalo. Indestro. GM Goodwrench. B&C. That's the Bemis and Call company. Husky. Wright. Klein Tools. Napa. Herbrand. New Britain. Fairmount. Burns-O-Matic. Blackhawk. Pennons Corp. And Blue Point. So it's not hoarding because they're all different. And that does not include some of the wrenches that I collect in series, like the different pieces like Crescent. Over there I have Craftsman Western Forge, Diamond, Utica, and back at Nick's Garage we collect Proto, Williams, and we also have a Crescent section there. In the back we got some wire wheels and some miscellaneous stuff, just kind of random. Next drawer, this is some drilling and tapping stuff. I got a tap set here, some speedy outs, tap handles, an extractor set here, in there. Extra drill bits, I think these are both more drill bits, some hole saws, chuck keys, and masonry drill bits. This is the 1/2-inch drive socket drawer. I got a Husky set of impacts, bunch of Craftsman extensions, universal joints, the speeder handle. Most of these are Craftsman ratchets, but I do have a couple exceptions. I started collecting Herbrand, so this is the Herbrand S10. This is the Herbrand T-handle. This is a Plum extension. This is a Proto Spud style ratchet. And the rest of these are Craftsman. So we have the long handle style. We've got the round head fine tooth. Got a bunch of kind of the regular models. Like I said, they're all different. And we have one flex head in here. And then I got a lot of sockets. Impacts aside, everything else here is Craftsman USA. This is also kind of a junk drawer. Since I'm such a tool nut, I got all my socket organizers in here, so as I'm putting the sets together, either for resale or gifts or for my own collection, I'll come in here and grab a rail and make it work. I got some map gas in here, some torch nozzles, and a bunch of zip ties. And this is also kind of a junk drawer. I got my Blue Point Dremel kit, bearing, race seal driver set, grease gun. Got some power tools, DeWalt sander, jigsaw. There's some baling wire in here, oil change stuff, funnel, pullers, steel wool. And then, you know, because I'm a collector, we got some more stuff that I just kind of had to throw in somewhere. Now, I call these auto wrenches. Some people call them monkey wrenches. For me, the monkey wrench is kind of more of this style with the turnable, the knurled knob down here. And this style with the grooves and the adjustable wrench style spinner, I call these auto wrenches. So we got the Velocek, 2 Craftsman double line, and a King Dick. Everybody needs a King Dick. And then this guy is a Pexto. And I really like these monkey wrenches with the steel handles. A lot of times they have the wood handles. I think the steel's cool. I think they're both cool, but you know, I had to keep that one along with all these. All right, guys, we got through the big box, so let's go and take a look at the small box. I just brought this in, and I just set it up this morning. So up top is my 1/4-inch drive selection. I'm not going to pull any of the tools out for you guys because, you know, we've done a lot with the sockets and the ratchets. But you can see I've got my Craftsman ratchet collection and my Craftsman sockets and just a little bit of this and that for basic, you know, bolt and nut turning. First drawer, this is just markers, pens, and razor blade stuff. Nothing crazy. Second drawer is where I keep my Craftsman USA precision screwdrivers. I collect these and I'm trying to put a full set together. So I got some flats, some Torx, and some Phillips. This is just a junk drawer. There's these drawer dividers in here. Came with the box. Next up, this is on the left. This is my Utica plier collection, the ones that I keep at home. And then on the right is all my old school Craftsman pliers. So they're all kind of different generations. But my favorite is finding these Craftsman vanadium pliers. So I have a bunch of those in here. Here's the lineman style. This one is in excellent condition. It's got a little bit of rust on it, but I love those embellishments on the handles. The pliers really look like they were barely used. They just really need to be restored. Next drawer, my Crowder pliers. So I keep all the ones in here that I keep at home. So I've got everything from cutters, lineman's pliers, slip joint pliers, needle nose, you name it. All my Crowder stuff is in there. And then on the bottom drawer, this is where I keep my Milwaukee M12 drill and impact gun, just a pack of screws for when I hang things on the wall. I have a drill index, Huo drill index, and then this is all just screwdriver bits and drivers. So let's take a look at what's on the walls. So I'll close this up for now. I just kind of started laying this out, but this is where I'm going to be hanging some of my adjustable wrench sets that I'm working on. Got Diamond up in the corner, then Craftsman Western Forge. Utica's down here. This Diamond is kind of down here because it doesn't fit up there right now, but I got to move the 15-inch Diamond up. So these are some of my favorite brands that I'm just trying to piece together. Got a couple miscellaneous things over here. Old school Craftsman pipe wrench. We got an old alligator wrench over here, hacksaw, ruler, some putty knives. This is my Milwaukee tire inflator. These are my SK boards, the SK Wayne tool boards. I don't really keep SK tools up here. I kind of just use them to organize the stuff that I do like. I'm not a hater of SK tools. I just don't have a lot of SK tools. My wrenches are all Craftsman. There are 3 SK right here in a row. Those I did buy with tool boards, but the rest of my combination wrenches are Craftsman, so I kind of just keep my Craftsman set up there. A little bit of miscellaneous stuff that I just hang around, like these old snap-on gauges. I just think those are cool. Got, you know, my folding ruler to the right, some tape measures, 3-in-1 oil. It's an old Durochrome wrench. This is a GTD pipe wrench. This is where I keep my Crescent wrenches. So I'm working on doing the Jamestown. So you could see there, when the Jamestown is right side of Crescent Tool Co. These are my favorite Crescent wrenches. They're very, very heavy duty. So I got 2 of the 15s. I got 1 10, 1 8. This is just a placeholder for now. That's a newer Crescent. And then I have 2 of the 4-inch. And then I collect vice grips. I use them, collect them, so they'll sit there. Up top is my Williams number 12 engineer's wrench. I think that's a little shy of 2 inches. Then I have an Armstrong Spud adjustable wrench. Over here I got my ZD plate. That was a cool snag from a tag sale. I had to have that. Up top I keep all my vintage oil and fluid containers. So that's kind of all stuff that I got for free. I don't buy these. I just find them for free in the trash or wherever. Then some just user stuff, a couple C-clamps, some Craftsman ball peens, wire brushes, utility knife, and some pliers. I'm working on bringing home a set of nut drivers. I'm going to put them both over here. I have one of these holders for now, but I got to figure out a way to hang both of them. I think I'm going to do more pegboard over here. This is a road sign. It fell in my lawn in a storm, so I figured since it was I was on my property, it's mine now. A tree hit it, so I just took it. This was featured recently in the garbage dump tool tour, so I started keeping all my really old Craftsman stuff in here. I kind of have a problem with the adjustable wrenches, so we're not even going to talk about that. We'll show off the Craftsman vanadium one. But this is where I keep all of my Circle H and the BE series sockets in here, as well as some of the breaker bars and ratchets and all that stuff that goes along with that. So this is all 1930s, 1940s Craftsman stuff. Then we got some of our, well, my power equipment. I got the wire wheel over here. I don't use it that often. At Nick's house we have a lower speed wire wheel. His runs at half speed, so he uses 1700 RPM, and I don't really like using the 3500 RPM. I like using the slower speed. It's safer. It doesn't take material off as fast, so you can kind of do more cleaning rather than removing material, but I do use it from time to time. I got my vise down here. It's a steam fitter's vise. Came with the shed. The guy that gave it to me was a steam fitter, so he just kind of left that in here. Bandsaw, I bought this for my dad. I gave it to him and then it broke and he got pissed off at it, I guess, and he gave it back to me. So I got to figure out what's going on with the motor and get that going again. My drill press, Walker Turner, something like that. I'm not too big on those older brands of this kind of power tools, but I think Walker Turner, something like that. It was in a shop. It's been repainted several times, but it works. And then this is just kind of shelving and storage. So we're going to do the mail calls now. I know this has been a long video, but I want to get this in the video just because we have a lot of stuff coming up. We got a lot of tool hauls and everything. And I really want to show you guys what we got in the mail. So we got two packages. This one's from David from West Highland Shop, and then the other one's from Resto Rob. So we'll go over this stuff pretty quick. Each of them sent me a nice little letter and some stickers. So I got to get all the stickers hung up. I have George's sticker and Dale's sticker and the Tool Bandit sticker. I think I'm going to put them all on one of my toolboxes. We got a set of Blue Point files. We have a 10-inch adjustable wrench by SK. That's one that I don't have. Snap-on #1 Phillips. Snap-on flat blade stubby. Blue Point snap ring pliers. Got a nice 6-point snap-on offset double box. Snap-on ratchet with the industrial finish. So this is the GF720B. Works good. Just needs a little bit of oil. Blue Point #2 Phillips with the nice yellow translucent handle. This is another snap-on little flat blade. Older snap-on tools, Allen key set. Kind of bent, kind of rough, but you know, it's cool. I can fix that. Snap-on double box, 12-point. Little PNC adjustable wrench, 4-inch, and this is the click stop, just like Proto. And I don't have a PNC adjustable wrench. We didn't get that one in our drawer. So thank you, David. That's going right in with the Horde. Williams #6 slip joint pliers. Got two of these snap-on punches or chisels. Here's a Mac offset angle 7/16. This is snap-on little stubby 3/8 ratchet. This one needs a little bit of work, but I'm sure it'll clean up just fine. Blue Point feeler gauge. diamond caulk and horseshoe 6-inch. I like these. I have the green handle ones up here, but I also like to collect the ones that don't have the handles on them, so you kind of see the writing. I think that's cool. This is a snap-on, so this is a line wrench, but it's the style where each wrench is just one size. So you get 1/2 inch open and 1/2 inch with the 6-point line wrench style. And then he sent me all of his snap-on and blue point sockets. So there's a lot in here. We won't go them through all individually, but there's a couple of big ones in here. And I know for a fact that I believe we need both of these. 1 5/16 and 1 1/2. 12 point for a 1/2 inch drive. Got a couple of nice adapters in here. That's 3/4 to 1/2 inch. And here's another 3/4 to 1/2 inch. Plus, you can never have too many of these. So he sent us a bunch of these screwdriver bits. I think there's a couple more in there. And plus just a bunch of sockets, some Allen stuff, spark plug socket, a couple different for, 1/4, 3/8, 1/2 inch drive. So thank you, David. Really do appreciate it. Very awesome, really cool tools. I love this screwdriver. That's one of my favorites. And I also really like that you got that PNC 4-inch adjustable for me, because I am on a crazy thing of trying to collect all the brands. So really awesome. So I'll clean this up. We'll pull out Resto Rob's box and we'll take a look. All right, guys, it's time to look at what Resto Rob sent us. So if you don't know, I send Resto Rob pretty much almost all of the Bonnie tools that we come across, unless I decide to keep them for myself, or if it's something that he has like way too many copies of. So Resto Rob has blessed us back, and he sent us a whole box full of goodies. And he knows that Nick and I collect license plates, so he sent us these 3 awesome license plates. And I'm blown away. These are awesome. I mean, you got Colorado, awesome looking plate with the green and the white and the mountains in the background. He used to live in Michigan, so he has 2 Michigan plates. This one's the 76 with the All America style. Nick's trying to steal that from me. Me and him are going to fight over this one because I want to hang it on my wall. Even though I don't have a lot of room, I could move some stuff around. It's just awesome. That's All American. And then to top it off, we got another Michigan plate with the Great Lakes. Super cool. Really awesome. These are some of the coolest license plates. Let's jump in the box, see what we got. He sent us some stuff that came from his job. Some of the guys in the metal shop were clearing out some old tools. So we got some machinist stuff, and then we got some stuff that he just figured we'd be interested in collecting. So we got this. It's a MAR. I don't know how to say it. It's MAHR. It's a dial test indicator. And it seems to function good. So I think with just a little bit of cleaning and just checking it out. It's made in Germany, but awesome machinist tool. He sent me this hammer, and it needs some work. But that oval Craftsman logo with this big C here, that's exactly the kind of stuff that I look for. This is something that I will clean up. I'll get it all looking nice again and add it to the collection. Awesome find, Rob. This probably came out of the metal shop. So this is made by the Hardware Manufacturing Company, New York, which later became General. It's got a copyright in 1937, so this is number 16. And it's basically a multi-tool. You got a ruler on here. You got 16ths and 32nds. You got a radius gauge here, angles. You move this around to do different stuff. But on the back, it says you can use it as a protractor, a center finder, a square, circle divider, drill point gauge. It's got tap and drill sizes for common small stuff like machine bolts. So it tells you all, 256, 632, 1032. You got 1/4 inch 20, kind of the small stuff, more the popular stuff, but really cool. I mean, if you're a machinist working in a shop, really just a home hobby guy, this can be a really awesome tool. And it came with this nice little pouch. We've got a few of the calipers and dividers. So he hooked us up with all of these calipers and dividers. We got Ellis Starrett, Union Tool Co., Ellis Starrett, and Brown & Sharp. Pretty cool. We definitely collect these and use them from time to time. I was blown away by this. This is a Proto Los Angeles 810-HD, and I think Rob cleaned this up for us and made it look really awesome. 10-inch pipe wrench. This is exactly what we've been looking for the tool board, and it's in excellent shape, all cleaned up, ready to hang on the board. So that's coming home with us, and that's going right on the board. He sent me a box with these 4 clamps in there. These are for V-blocks, for doing machining setups and stuff like that. They're cheaper ones, but having 4 extra of these lying around would be really awesome. We have a lot of V-blocks and not a lot of these. So thank you, Rob. Thank you. Look at this drill bit. National Detroit high-speed steel, 1 5/16 inches. So that is a unit. So Rob knows that we like SK screwdrivers. So he sent along a couple of SK hard handle, including one of the Torx model. And he also sent along these 2 Max Sabina screwdrivers. Now, I haven't had these before. I've had the same kind of handle design, but in the wood handle. But to get the plastic handle style with these kind of indents in them with kind of a square handle, I think these things are awesome. I'm going to clean them up and I'm going to start collecting these. So, really cool. All right, we're almost there. So he sent me 2 of these. They're file handles, and I don't know what people do with these. They're kind of like triangular files, but they have no serrated edges. Nick, do you know what this would be for?
Pretty good in like a prison.
That could be right. I assume these came out of the metal shop. If anybody knows the purpose of these, let us know. I have seen them before, and I just don't know what people do with them. Got this little chisel here with a Lakeside logo on it. Along with that, he also sent us these 4 Lakeside wrenches. So I think I am now officially a Lakeside collector. This is a Lufkin, and I'm going to guess this is a scribe. And it just needs to be repointed. So it's a little pocket scribe, but you turn it around, you put it in backwards, and that's how you don't poke yourself. Got some more adjustable wrenches. 12-inch Proto Los Angeles for the board. 10-inch Indestro Super. 10-inch Williams Super Adjustable. Got a 6-inch Squirrel brand. Oh yeah, that's a new one. Love those squirrels. And a 4-inch little Super Adjustable. And then he sent us some Mac stuff. So we got a Mac 1/4-inch drive ratchet. This is the MR5 model. Nice little USA made ratchet with the knurled handle. And a couple of little Mac sockets. So I can't thank Rob and David enough for the awesome gifts. Really awesome, really cool. Love sharing tools and receiving tools back. It's kind of the funnest thing. So I want to thank everybody for watching the video today, for sticking around to the end on such a long tool shed and mail call tools. But it's been awesome, and I've really been trying to get this kind of video out for a while, and I just kind of had to get all my stuff in order and to get it going. So thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one.